Men, the truth is brutal. Most guys vanish from a woman's mind the moment she walks away. But a rare few live rent-free in her head for years. It's not because they were the richest or the best looking. It's because they had something deeper, 3 traits that burn a permanent mark into her memory. If you master these, you don't chase women. They replay you in their mind long after you're gone. 1. Unshakable presence. If there's one thing that etches a man into a woman's memory long after he's gone, it's presence. Not money, not looks, not corny lines. Presence. When a woman meets a man who carries himself with quiet confidence, stillness and certainty, he stands out like a lighthouse in a world of noise. Most men today are distracted, reactive, desperate to prove themselves. They're glued to their phones, constantly shifting energy or trying to win her over with jokes and flattery. But the man who's present doesn't need tricks. He makes her feel something far more primal: safety. Women live in constant sensory overload: attention, messages, options. Yet, in the middle of all that chaos, a man who looks her in the eye, listens without rushing, and radiates stillness disrupts her internal noise. He doesn't chase her attention. He commands it without saying a word. This isn't just romantic psychology, it's biological. Women are emotionally wired to respond to grounding energy. A calm, stable male presence signals security on a primal level. It tells her subconscious, I can relax here. And when a woman relaxes around a man, that bond goes deeper than surface attraction. Presence is not about talking less. It's about not seeking her approval while you talk. It's about being rooted in yourself, not performing for her. You move slower, you respond instead of react. You don't get thrown off when she tests your frame. This is what separates forgettable men from unforgettable ones. This is why some women still think about that one guy from years ago, the one who wasn't needy, wasn't loud, wasn't desperate. He was calm, collected, and made her feel like the world slowed down when he looked at her. Presence leaves fingerprints on her nervous system. Even when she tries to move on, no one else quite feels the same. Other men may be flashier, but they lack the stillness that made her feel anchored. That's why she replays those moments late at night, not the expensive dinners. The Stoics mastered this. A man who controls himself controls the room. When you don't chase her energy but stay rooted in your own, you become the gravitational pull she can't escape. That's why presence isn't a pickup line, it's a weapon. 2. Emotional control. The second trait that cements a man in a woman's mind is emotional control. It's rare, it's powerful, and it hits her deeper than any compliment ever could. Let's get real. Most men are emotionally chaotic. They fall apart the moment things don't go their way. They get jealous too fast, overreact to tests, spiral when a woman pulls away. That emotional volatility makes them easy to forget, because they were never solid to begin with. A man with emotional control, though, is different. When she tries to provoke him, because yes, women test a man's composure constantly, he doesn't flinch. When plans shift, he doesn't sulk or beg. When she gives silence, he doesn't panic. That steadiness lodges itself into her subconscious. Why? Because women are emotional creatures, and when they meet a man who doesn't drown in the emotional tides but calmly stands firm, they anchor to him. She might date others after you, but if those men are reactive, dramatic, or weak, she'll feel the difference instantly. You'll live rent-free in her mind because your energy was the only place where her chaos found order. Emotional control isn't emotional coldness. It's not about being robotic or detached. It's about mastering your reactions so nothing she does has the power to shake your center. It's that unspoken message you send with your energy. I'm not here to chase or convince. I'm here because I choose to be. The irony is, when a man stops trying to control the woman and starts controlling himself, she gets addicted. Because power is magnetic, and emotional mastery is power most men don't have. Think about it. She might forget the guy who panicked when she pulled away. She'll forget the guy who argued endlessly over texts. But she won't forget the one who stayed calm, cool, collected while she was all over the place emotionally. The one who didn't fold when she tested him. Stoic philosophy builds exactly this kind of man. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is what burns your memory into her mind long after you've gone." In a world where men act like emotional tumbleweeds, the man who stands still becomes unforgettable. 3. Purpose and direction. The third trait, the one that drives women insane because they can't replicate it, is purpose. The man with direction. The man whose world doesn't orbit around her. Women might enjoy attention, but they crave men with gravity. A man who has something bigger than her in his life, a mission, a vision, a relentless focus on becoming more. She might be part of his journey, but she's never the journey itself. And this is where most men lose. They meet a woman and make her their entire world. They drop their goals, stop evolving, orbit around her mood swings. In doing so, they become predictable, easy, unremarkable. She moves on without blinking. But the man with purpose? He lingers in her head, because she could never fully own him. His drive was bigger than hers. His ambition made her chase. He never begged for attention because his time had weight. She respected it, even if she didn't admit it. This is why women often obsess over the guy who seemed slightly out of reach. Not because he was playing games, but because his mission came first. That energy makes her feel both safe and challenged. Safe because he's disciplined, challenged because she can't control him. Purpose creates distance, not the kind born of neglect, but the kind that demands respect. When a man moves like his time matters, women sense it instantly, and when she loses that kind of man, the absence echoes. Other guys might bombard her with attention, but none of them make her feel that subtle tension of being around a man with a vision. That's why she stalks his stories, checks his progress, and compares every guy after him to the one she couldn't fully cage. From a Stoic perspective, purpose is everything. You are not defined by her acceptance or rejection. You are defined by your mission. And when she realizes she was a part of your story, not the whole book, your memory burns deeper than any fleeting fling. A man with presence is magnetic. A man with emotional control is unforgettable. But a man with purpose? He's immortal in her memory. If you've ever wanted to be the man she can't stop thinking about, this is where it starts. Build these traits, and your presence becomes unforgettable. If this message hit you, hit that like button so more men hear the truth. Share this with a brother who needs to level up. And in the comments, type "unforgettable" if you're done being just another face she forgets.